Okay, you guys had these practice problems yesterday that you were to do to take these numbers and write the expanded form of them. Okay, so we're going to do that today. All right, the first one that you had was 4 and 62 hundredths. So start from the left to the right. So the value of this digit right here is 4, just 4, because it's in your ones. Then put plus. And then you have a 6 in your tenths. So you could write it 6/10. And I'll show you the fraction way too, because I'd really like you to write both of them if you can. So if you wrote it one way, please add in the other one because you might see it both ways. So that way you remember it. Okay, then the next one you have a 2. And what place is this in? It's in your hundredths. Always remember, you guys have a place value chart in your notebook, so you can always go back and check. This is your book. This is like your reference. Anything that you need, go back and look at it, okay? So this is one way that you could write it. The other way that you could write it is in fraction form. So you would do the same for your whole number because it's not a fraction, plus 6/10. Please use your line right here as your fraction bar, as like the line for the fraction. Don't try to squeeze a fraction in between these two lines. It will be too tiny. And once you get to doing fractions, you have to have them big enough so that you can work with them. So just get in the habit of using the line right here as your fraction bar. All right, so 4 plus 6/10 plus 2, what place was that 2 in? Hundredths, yes. So 2 hundredths. Okay, so that's the decimal way of writing it, and then the fraction way of writing it. All right, we'll do the same thing for the next one. I should have left some more space in here. I might split it up. Instead of stacking it like this, I'm going to split it up this way. So the first way that we could write it, do we have anything in our ones? No. So do we have to even write that down? Nope. Okay, go to the next digit. It's a 0 also, so do we have to write that down? Nope. Go to the next one. Okay, so it's 4. What is the value of that 4 because of its place? It's in the hundredths, so it's worth 4 hundredths. So make sure you have that 0 here to push that 4 over to the hundredths. Because if you wrote it here, it's tenths, and that's wrong. So fix that. Okay, plus 7, what place is that in? Thousandths. So 7 thousandths. And you need 2 zeros as placeholders to push that 7 to the thousandths. All right. So the other way you could write it with the fractions, so I'm going to write or right here. So there's 2 different ways you write it. I'll write or up here too. All right. So your 4 is 4 hundredths. So 4 hundredths plus 7 thousandths. All right, on to the next one. The next one is a little bit more. We have a little bit more digits here. And we have more digits in our whole number. So this 5, what place is that 5 in? Good, tens. Not tenths, it's in your tens. So that 5 is worth how much? 50. So 50 plus, and your 4 that's in your ones, 4. Now we're getting to the decimal part, plus 1/10, because it's in your tenths, plus, do I have to write this 0 hundredths? No. So just go to the 2. We have 2, and it's in the thousandths, so make sure you have 2 zeros to push that 2 to the thousandths place. All right, so the other way that you can write it is with your fractions. But with the whole numbers, you don't write as a fraction. You just write them as whole numbers. So 50 plus 4 plus 1/10. 1/10. plus 2 thousandths. There you go. All right. So those are your answers for the problems that you had yesterday. So make sure you're making corrections in your notebook. Either you can use like a colored pen or a colored pencil to make the corrections so you can see what part you keep on messing up on. Because if we were in class, that's what we would be doing. I'd be giving out colored pencils because Crayola makes colored pencils that have erasers on them. I have a whole bunch of those for you all to use in class. So if you want to get a colored pencil or a colored pen to make your corrections so you can see what you can keep messing up on, that's fine. That helps a lot too, so you don't keep making the same mistake over and over. All right, so make those corrections and then move on to the lesson for today.